also in that same interview, man, which is an off the porch interview, at what age did you jump off the porch? And I remember you telling in that interview about selling, you know, dime bags, 15 at the time, you know. Like take us through them days. You jumping off the porch. What age did you jump off the porch? And what was you? What motivated you?
Middle school, and like I said,
middle school.
Yeah, for sure. That was middle school when I did. That was 7th grade. We got down. When I first even found out about weed and shit, like, I don't know, like, I bought 3 nicks for 15, 5 a piece. But I took them to school and I sold them for 15 a piece to the white dudes. Like, at that age, it won't accessible. They ain't have no other way. They wanted to smoke weed, but they ain't have no way to get it. So, and they had the money for it. For whatever. I don't know why they had the money for it, but they had the money for it. So goddamn. You know
what days was this? Was this you know, the old Kush days and the mid days, or like what?
Yeah, the mid for sure. It definitely wasn't no Za. Yeah, it was the mid for sure. You feel me?
Now something else, you know, you spoke on in your interview, man, that I heard, but you were speaking on, you know, just how the streets is, you know, fucked up nowadays as far as kids getting killed, you know, women getting robbed. Like, it's really no moral code as far as the streets go no more. And that was something you disliked. So, like, just going into that, you growing up in Richmond then versus now, what's something you like and you dislike, though?
Something I like about now?
Yeah.
Something I like about now, I would say I like the fact that the music scene doing better, you know what I mean, doing a lot better. And the fact, like, I like shit, I don't know, man. It's kind of cause the violence, and like you said, like the shit that's happening to the kids and the women kind of in my mind right now is overshadowing a lot of what I'm trying to find something that I like. So it's like,
Give us what you dislike then.
That shit, like, I don't like the fact, like, I don't like how quick, like the fact, like, how niggas just, how people hitting kids, and I think they hitting them because they ain't really on their intended, like, they ain't really stepping on their intended target. Like, they just blind shooting. They just putting the switch on the bitch. You know what I mean? They just spraying that motherfucker, like, and they don't really even care. Like, I feel like that whole hood ain't do with it. Whatever it is, the kids ain't do that shit. You know what I mean? Whatever it is, you feel like you gotta get your get back. Like, it ain't everybody that did that shit. It ain't, the old people ain't do that shit. And I know there's niggas that be like, man, I don't give a fuck who out that bitch, kids, old people, whatever. But it's like, bro, they ain't do that shit though. So it's like, that shit wild. That shit wild to me. And then there's people that ain't even, I think they is meaning to hit their target, but they so goddamn, they just spraying that shit like that, so they ain't hitting their target. You know what I mean? They hitting innocent people. I mean, it's that, then it's just the larceny, overall larceny in general, like the backstab, you know what I mean, setting up, backstabbing and shit, like I'm annoyed at nigga cause I done been stabbed in the back, like I done been set up, lined up, like, by people, or like goddamn carried by like people who claim they love you. They'll tell you they love you. They'll say that shit. Like, that's why I be goddamn, it'd be hard for me. Like, now I kind of see who the real ones is. So I'm kind of like, now I kind of like, I could say, I could show that or say that. But like, at first people used to say that after a while, like people used to say that shit to me. Like, I love you, bro. Like all that. I used to just be, in my mind, I'd be like, man, what up, bro? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I know your ass still, certain things happen, like, or you feel a certain way, like that love gone that fast.
So you getting set up and robbed by a friend and somebody that called you a friend. Like, take us through that day. Take us. You ain't gotta tell the person, but shit, how that shit affect you? What did you get robbed for? Did you see it coming? How did this shit happen?
Hey, I'm gonna tell you, listen to your first instinct. Listen to your first instinct, but they used to, I know you probably heard that before. I probably heard that, but that shit true. A lot of time that voice, I know I done had it, but that voice, it's like someone say something right quick and you'd be like, nah, it's good, it's all right. But you should have listened to that, whatever that was that said that shit, because I should have pulled, some told me to pull off before it even went down. But I'm thinking like, cause of where I'm at, who it is, I'm thinking, it ain't straight, you know what I mean? But shit ain't straight. And then I think also they knew at the time, like, I had recently lost my, I used to have, I was 18. I used to have a Colt Commander, 4.5, 1911 jump. I love them. I gotta give me one of them bitches. But I think I had recently lost that jump. You feel me? To the police. Well, not me. I ain't lose it, but it got lost to the police. So I think that also played a part in it. Like, they knew I ain't have my shit. You know what I mean? But I was in front of the nigga who called me his brother's house. And it was his cousins. You know what I mean? So they got me for like the whole shit. Like, the way that shit happened though, like, it was a certain point after his cousin talked to me, like, it was a certain point where some said, man, just start the car and pull off, bro. Something ain't right. And then, so they end up getting me for like, I had about like 3 bands on me, 2-3 bands on me in cash. I had like some gas in the flow and right there. And I had a grill, I had a watch. And that's it. You know what I mean? That's what they got me for.
Wait, now, why didn't you pull off if you got that feeling and the people who set you up and got you robbed, do you think your boy was in on it? Like, as far as for his cousins to rob you?
At first, I didn't. And at first, he was seeming like he didn't. But as time went on, I felt like even if he didn't, he ain't got down. Like, he ain't do what he should have did though. If he didn't, for one, and then for two, as time went on, I realized like the other bullshit that he had been on in general with other people too. So I realized like he probably did. But whether he knew it finna happen or not, it's like, I feel like he picked his side. Like, and he gotta stay there later, you know what I mean?
Right. Now, what made you not pull off? You like got the feeling
being comfortable, like, I mean, just being too comfortable, like, and then for one,
was you money hungry though?
I mean, maybe. I mean, you might can say that. I mean, it was a normal thing to me though, to be kept, you know what I mean? It was a normal thing. So yeah, I guess then like that, I guess you could say that. I wouldn't say I was money hungry because I was good with money, but it's like, I just thought it was a normal thing. Like, I just was doing what I do. You feel me? But I realized you can't just be doing what you do all the time with everybody. Right. So, and then it was the neighborhood we was in too. I felt like we weren't in that type of neighborhood. We was in front of his house. His people was inside. We was right in front of his house. You feel me? So it's like, I felt like that, and then the point of he right there. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Well, he wasn't right there, but he was around.
Right. So he know what's going on, whether he a part of it or not, basically.
Right. But I felt like, that's what I felt like made me ignore that voice in my head. You feel me?
Right.
Yeah. But from then on, like, I used to get on, like, I've been on some shit. Cause it's like I ain't getting nobody that opportunity to be able to do that and be that close in my vicinity. You feel me? So it's like, I do certain shit. Nigga be like, bro, what the fuck, bro? Like, why you acting like that and shit? Like, no, like this is what it is. Like this, I'm in control. I gotta be in control of this. You feel me?
Right. Right.
Because at the end of the day, I'm gonna only have myself to blame.
Right. So now moving forward, you listening to your first thought and your gut instincts, no matter what. Now,
Trying to, for the most part, yeah, for sure. Yeah,
now,
like I ain't getting that opportunity.
Now, getting backdoored by your homie, and then hearing how police taking your guns, you getting booked, and all type shit like that. Like, why did the police take 2 of your guns and keep them, man? And how that go down if they had some inconsistencies in the case?
Which one was this? You talking about you talking about the concealed weapon jump? Like,
yeah, or I could be wrong.
No, this was a different. You talking about that 19? That co-commander ain't that. But I did have a situation where I lost 2 guns though. That wasn't that though. This was some time later. This was a latter time later.
Okay. So what's the situation when the police took your guns?
I mean, they took it because they couldn't, because they can. They really ain't have a ground for real.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cause I beat them in court too. I actually caught them lying in court. Like, and the judge saw they was lying, but it was 2 lies actually, and that's the reason they got dismissed. Like, I was fighting. Like, we to the point like they wanted me to plead, but I ain't want to plead. We were the last people in court. Like, we had to go out there and come back. We was like the last people in that joint at the end of the day because we was still fighting. Oh, because they had to go get the guns out of evidence. So we had to wait for them to go get them joints. Because my lawyer was like, nah, go get them. We want to see them. So, and then, but when I caught them in the lies, they had to dismiss it, right? But that was just a misdemeanor concealed weapon charge. And they, at the same time, they had took like 3 bands from me too when they took the guns. So it's like, and that was some of my favorite guns too. But it's like, and they won't cheap. And them joints was kind of expensive. But I had bought them legit. Like, they was legal guns. But the problem was I had a felony case I was fighting. I think that was why they ain't, I guess they ain't had to give them back. And I really ain't pursued for them to give them back. I did end up getting convicted on that case the next month. I wanted to pursue for the money though, but for whatever reason, my lawyers felt like I shouldn't. So, you know what I mean? They tried to paint like a picture in court about the money and the guns and all that shit. But it's like, that's just hearsay.